What's up everyone, Yuva Kumar here and welcome back to a brand new episode on Boeing Boy, and this is a brand new series of Cockpit Stories. Today's story is going to be a very interesting and a very relatable incident for all of you because one, it happened with me on today's flight. Also, it'll help you guys understand why fog ke time pe flights get delayed so much. Let's get started. Before I continue the story, something very interesting for all of you aspiring pilots. So if you guys have decided that you want to be a pilot, or if you have a dream कि मेरे को बड़े होके aircraft fly करना है, मेरे को future में जाके pilot ही बनना है, then we are conducting a master class. It is a wholesome class which will include every bit of information that you need to become a pilot in the fastest, easiest and the cheapest way possible. The class is happening on the 8th of January 2023 at 7 p.m. It's an online class. You guys can join in. You can find the link in the description. Click on the link, register yourself and be a part of the masterclass. You can ask your parents also to join. They'll also get to learn how much money they need to put in you and how the payments will be. Everything will be discussed in this class. So if you're interested in becoming a pilot in the future, this is for you. So today morning, I operated a flight from Delhi to Guwahati and then back to Delhi. However, North India mein chal rahe hain winters, and as all of you know, winters come along with a lot of fog in all of North India. Today, thankfully though, Delhi was fog free. But Guwahati mein aaj bahut solid fog thi. As a result, when we reached dispatch, now dispatch is the place where we go before the flight. It's an office. जहाँ पर जाके we take all the flight papers, see everything for the flight is okay or not. So when we reached dispatch, we found out that Guwahati has a lot of fog and the visibility in Guwahati was only 150 meters. Now to land into Guwahati, we need 1300 meters of visibility. How do I know 1300 meters chahiye? It is because of this chart that you can see. So on this chart is mentioned that to land into Guwahati, you require a minimum visibility of 1300 meters. However, because of fog, the reported visibility was only 150 meters. Now this is before our flight has started, while we are at dispatch. So what do we do? In such a case, the pilots in coordination with the OCC. Now OCC is Operations Control Center. So every airline has this team of people who sit and who monitor everything, and the pilot discusses with them and then you take a mutual decision on what to do. Now since Guwahati was reporting very low visibility, we had to delay the flight. So the OCC advised that let us wait for the next weather. Now what is next weather? Every 30 minutes at every airport, something known as a METAR is issued. Now a METAR is basically the latest weather at that airfield. So the 5:30 AM METAR for Guwahati was reporting 150 meters visibility. So we decided that we will not start the boarding. We'll not let the passengers get on board the aircraft. We'll make them wait at the airport. Because if passengers are on board the aircraft and then you delay the flight, then the passengers get a little angry. I'm sure all of you must have faced it. Aircraft mein baithne ke baad people get a little grumpy ki why aren't we taking off, why aren't we pushing back. As a result, me being the captain and the OCC department, we mutually decided let's delay the flight by half an hour. Let's wait for the next weather, which will come at 6 o'clock. Now in the 6 o'clock weather, turns out the visibility actually improved and Guwahati reported a visibility of 350 meters. Now 350 meters is obviously not good enough to land into Guwahati. You need 1300 meters. However, since the visibility was improving, we decided that by the time we reach Guwahati, which will take us 2 hours, because the flight time from Delhi to Guwahati is 2 hours. In those 2 hours, the visibility would improve and we would be able to land into Guwahati. So we were hoping that the visibility in Guwahati by the time we reach there would be 1300 meters because fog obviously clears up after some time after sunrise. So as a result, the captain and the OCC department, we decided that okay, we can go, and the boarding was started. Passengers boarded the aircraft, we pushed back and we were on our way to Guwahati. Now after getting airborne from Delhi for Guwahati, we decided to check the latest weather because as a pilot you got to prepare for what's coming ahead. So we kept on checking the weather at Guwahati, and guess what? So the 6:30 weather again reported that the visibility dropped to 150 meters again. The beach में 350 meters हुई थी at 6 o'clock, but 6:30 पे it again became 150 because the fog must have densed up. But now since you're airborne, you're already in the air and you're going towards Guwahati, coming back to land into Delhi is obviously not a very good idea because you will end up wasting a lot of fuel. As a result, we decided to continue towards Guwahati. Now, we were carrying a lot of holding fuel. Holding fuel is basically extra fuel that the airline gives you, which you can use to wait at your destination for visibility to improve or for the traffic to reduce so that you can land. So we had 1 hour and 20 minutes of holding available before we had to divert from Guwahati to Calcutta. So on our 2-hour journey from Delhi to Guwahati, we kept on checking the latest Guwahati weather after every half an hour. And as luck would have it, Guwahati kept on reporting 150 meters visibility. It just was not improving. The fog was just not ready to go away. Now, the only way out here is you wait for the visibility to improve, for the fog to drift away or to move away. As a result, what we did was we reduced our speed so that we reached Guwahati at a later time, and that gives us a little more time for the visibility to improve. Now, as we approached Guwahati, we came in contact with the ATC out there, and Guwahati ATC told us that the visibility is still 150 meters, and obviously we could not land. Now, like I said earlier, we had 1 hour and 20 minutes of holding fuel. So what we decided was we will hold and wait for the visibility to improve. Once it improves, we'll go and land. Now, hold is basically a racetrack pattern that aircrafts make, and they basically waste time and waste fuel in that holding pattern. So that's what we did. We entered a hold, and our aircraft kept going round and round in circles in the air, and we were getting the latest weather from Guwahati ATC. The visibility finally started improving somewhere close to about 8:30. Now, the ATC told us that the latest visibility was 1100 meters. Finally, the fog was drifting away and the visibility was improving. So as a result, what we decided was we will leave the hold and get closer to Guwahati now, so that as soon as the visibility becomes 1300 meters, we will do the approach and land into Guwahati. And that's exactly what we did. We left our little hold that we were making. We wasted about 600 odd kgs of fuel. We held for close to about 25 minutes before we could get on our way and land into Guwahati. Now, even after leaving the hold, as luck would have it, the visibility just would not go above 1100 meters. We still kept on going here and there, left and right. The ATC kept on giving us different headings to fly, and we were still waiting for the visibility to become 1300. It was stuck at 1100. Finally, after about 10 more minutes of roaming around here and there in Guwahati airspace, ATC finally reported that the latest visibility at 8:30 is 1300 meters. Exactly 1300 meters, just what we needed to land. As soon as the ATC reported visibility 1300 meters, we fatafat se descended down. We increased our speed a bit so that we can get in just in case the visibility drops again. Descended super fast and got on our way and finally landed into Guwahati. When we landed on the runway, the first half of the runway, while we were trying to stop the aircraft on the runway, the first half was absolutely clear. However, the remaining part, the back end of the runway, was still very foggy. The fog was basically drifting away in patches. So there was still a big patch of cloud on the last part of the runway. However, luckily we stopped before that patch, we vacated, and finally we reached Guwahati after a delay of approximately 40 minutes. Now, obviously this entire situation was totally out of our hands. You cannot land below the minimum required visibility at an airport because obviously safety comes first. So as a result, whenever you are on a flight next time and the ground staff or the pilots tell you that the visibility is bad, now you know what's happening in the background. The pilots are talking to the OCC, they're checking the latest weather continuously and making sure that as soon as the visibility conditions are good enough for a safe landing, they are gonna get you to your destination. So please don't be angry the next time you find that your flight is delayed because of fog. That's about it for today's video. I hope you guys got to learn something new. I hope you guys got a fresh new understanding on what happens when there is fog or when the visibility is bad. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.